I gotta get the word out. Hey. All right. Thank you guys. Here is another video. I am extremely excited. Oh, Facebook, let me clear the... There we go. It's a little clearer. All right. So we're just about good. I'm getting better at this thing, aren't I? All right. So let's get into this. So I wrote an open letter to those who get left behind in the 3D or aren't at a high enough vibration to ascend to the 5D, or are just starting doing the work and they're not at the vibration level. That is a reality, and it's so unfortunate, right? Not sad, unfortunate, because everyone has a choice. Well, I actually took it a step forward, and I went to my Oracle and tarot cards, because the way Oracle and tarot cards work, they're from spirit, so they have the highest perspective. So I know in my heart, like, as Lisa, my human, in my experience, I wrote that open letter because it is accurate. Like, these are the actual practical steps, but I also wanted to get it from a higher perspective on exactly what advice you can give to people who are not going to necessarily make it through the process. Because once it's over, that doesn't mean you're over. You're still going to live a life in this third dimension, and it's going to look a certain way, and it's going to look very bleak. All those timelines that you've been seeing and that you've been hearing about, all the negative items, some of those are going to hit and stay in the 3D. And it's going to be worse because Gaia is not going to be here. Her spirit's going to leave. And so that means you're also going to have to deal with the lack of the decay that's all around you. And so when I looked at the cards, what I was really happy to see, they were all very consistent in what they advised you to do, right? And it was never look outside. So I'm just going to go one by one. On some of the cards, I'll just talk because I already read them beforehand, and I know those cards intimately because I've used them on myself, so I'm familiar with them. And then for others, I am going to read it because it absolutely marks all the things I've been saying on this channel for this Ascension process series. It matches exactly, right? And so that is what we're going to do. Worse because Gaia is not going to be here. Her spirit's going to leave. And so that means you also have to deal with the lack of the decay that's all around you. And so put this on silent for Twitter. Okay, there you go. All right, I see you, Twitter, if you guys have any questions about this. Okay, so this is, please read my open letter. Please read out the things about how to vibrate high enough, because this is going to be a frequency thing. It is very mathematical. I am not religious, so I use the word rapture because that's the word people know from movies like This Is the End. And I actually have a video I'm going to write, like, This Is the End, the movie, plus A Good Place, the series on Netflix. It's literally like that. But predictive programming, right? They know it's coming, so they gave it to us. But yeah, so let's just go into it. Read my other stuff on this ascension process. I am chosen. I am going to make it. I vibrate high. It did not get here easy, but there were certain steps you can take that are very practical. I'm not the love and light time. I generally go with my ancestral lineage, and they're warriors and they're fighters, and I'm a fighter and I'm a warrior. Do not get this twisted because I smile a lot because I am happy, but you know, there is nothing but fight in me, right? And right now the fight is to help as many people as possible who are open to it ascend. So I'm just going to go into the guidance from Oracle, which is that higher spirit. When you pull the cards, and I pull the cards myself all the time, I never miss. And you're going to see that there is a consistent strain to all of these. And even myself, I'm like, dang, I ate that. So let me get into it. So I have different cards that I'm going to get into. And stay tuned at the end. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to do some energetic healings and DNA activations. I'm going to tell you which ones are coming up immediately that are specifically to help the ascension process, either through detoxification, through raising your vibration, or removing some of these fourth dimensional, third dimensional implants that are within your field that I've already done myself. So I'm just doing this for you. You can literally feel the implants leaving you, right? Because this is serious, and they're fighting for your soul. They don't want you to ascend because then they win. That's spiritual warfare in 2020. I really wasn't aware of it until this year when it became so obvious. All right. So the first oracle card came from my dragon oracle deck. All of these dragons in these decks, they're actually real beings that came to this woman in the UK. I have worked with many of them for my highest good, actually. They're the ones who got me linked on to, hey, Merlin says it's time to work with them. I was like, Merlin the wizard? They're like, yup. And then I found out I have a whole soul remembrance and lineage that went into that. So what we got today, I hope this shows up the right way. It is Father Time. Let me see if I can, because I have a lot of different streams going. Can you guys see that okay? Let me know if you can see it okay. Oh, why is it dark over here on the YouTube page? I'm going to have to stop streaming the YouTube one. Let me look at the Twitter page. Is it black? Can you guys see? You guys can't see there either. All right, Twitter, I'm going to have to jump off and jump back on because it's not working. So I'll be there in a second. I don't know why it went black like that. You know what? Yes. And you know what? I'm actually going to, I want to start this over. Actually, I don't want to start it over. I will edit it. Oh, there we go. So you should be able to see me now on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Okay, refresh on YouTube. I'm sorry guys, just give me a moment. It's just easier to do this all in one shoot. And I'm just trying to get it up and running. And I'm also going to it's still recording. Okay, we're gonna try just YouTube. You know what? We can try just Periscope instead of Periscope and YouTube. All right, there we go. Because, and I'm just gonna have to upload to YouTube. I like doing it live because then I can answer questions, but for some reason it goes black on my screen when I do YouTube. So I can't do it, unfortunately, because I did have a few watchers there. Okay, let me see what's going on. Okay. All right. I'm just going to have to keep going. All right. So I hope you can see that. I'm just looking at different strings I have going at the same time. So this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck. Beautiful deck. Look at that. It's staring right in your eyes. This is Father Time. Okay? And what it says is that humans are always so busy with time that they need to do just one thing. Be still. Don't worry about the time. And go within. All of your issues and stresses comes with your trying to keep up with the time. But it is time for you to go within and let go of the stress. So it's about you're left in the third dimension, and don't let time be your ruler. Try to rise above it. But the ultimate message from Father Time was go within and be still and be present. He said that's why it's a gift. It's called present, right? So it's all about staying present and mindful. And you're going to notice these all have a theme. And basically it's like go inside. Go inside and seek within inside. And this is one of them that does that. So let's keep going. The next one I had was a device for those who get left behind. Justice. Now I love these cards, and actually until this moment, I got guidance from the cards that they did not want to be seen. But they said that it's okay now. Now, this Justice card, when you look up the Justice card when it comes to spirituality, it means that you are getting the lessons that you need to have. You chose, this is your karma. You have free will, and you have free will, and this, what you're experiencing if you get left behind, is a result of your own choices. Now, you may not have known this existed. You may not have known that a whole community and millions of people are working on the Ascension process, and you were not aware. But I'm going to say there's always a voice inside of you that told you to maybe listen to this, to read that, to not buy into this. And you ignored that. Well, because of those decisions you made and the free will that you had to make it, this is the lesson that you have embarked on, and are the consequences of that. So I thought this was very direct that I chose this one. Very straightforward. These are the choices you make, and these are the consequences of it. And I love it. I love it absolutely. Now, some of these I'm going to read just because they're so amazing. Now, this one was from my Archangel Michael Oracle deck. He was one of the first archangels that I can find, that I could, let's get close so you can see it, that I could feel, actually. I'd ask him questions and I could feel the response. And this is Sananda. And he says that it is an evolved name of Jesus. And it signifies he who has ascended to a higher dimension of awareness. And all of these cards for those left behind are basically the same. And it's basically through this card, he invites you to ascend with him through the heart of love. I've worked with the angels for the last 4 years. When they say heart, they mean your soul, which is housed in the portal that is your heart. So when you go into meditation and you open your heart space, you're opening your space up to your soul to come through, and it's through the heart chakra. So just know when they say through your heart, they're talking to your soul, okay? And it's just speak that you just get used to, and if you have to learn to decipher it so you know the practical ways that you can tap into it. In doing so and going inside, you can rise above the obstacles and challenges that you are going to face. And though the physical world would never be free of obstacles, from a higher perspective, you will say they are not the solid and flexible structure that you initially inhabit. Because you're going to see some things if you don't ascend that are going to shake the foundation, your fabric, your way of being. It's not going to be pretty, the timelines that they have shown to us. If you want to know the timelines, go to the prophetic dream session in YouTube and you'll see the different timelines, and none of them are pretty. But that's okay. The physical world is not fair. It's full of duality. It's full of positive and negative. It was never going to be perfect. But the goal for all of us was to learn how to go within and find perfection in oneself, even if it's imperfect outside. It was to go inside your heart, your soul, let your soul find through and start creating the world you want. So even though you can't control other people's perfection, you can evolve enough to control yours. And that's definitely a mode I live by. You think you exist in this physical world, but in reality, it's the physical world that exists through you. For you are in essence light, you are. And you have the power to transcend physical reality and raise your awareness by connecting with the internal light of love inside of you, your soul, and connecting with it in meditation. Through light, all has come, and through light is transformed and healed. Close your eyes and imagine yourself as a body of light. Imagine you are pure light. Let each thought float away as you drift into the inner peace of your soul. To view life from your soul's perspective is true mastery. And every time you go into your soul, you get a bit of that high vibration, and you get a bit of that higher evolution reaction to things. And also you can do the healing. So this advice is to go within. Physical reality is whatever you want it to be. If you buy into the paradigm that government and schools and this is all it is, that's your reality. If you know that you are a spark of God and in your heart, your soul, you can access all the information and activations and healings that you need to transcend and create your world, even in the midst of hardship and enslavement and lockdowns and vaccinations. And through all of that, you can do it. Then you can do it. And it's time for you to get that. Like, if seeing people quote unquote raptured wasn't enough, I don't know what is. Okay. So that's higher spirit guidance from that. Oh, I love this. This is from the Mermaids and Dolphins deck, who are so powerful. And they said, stay optimistic. Look at that. Just beautiful. Stay optimistic. They're going to say it's going to take more patience and guidance for you to stay optimistic in the midst of everything that you're going to see. But they say close your eyes and visualize the reality that you want to create, not the one that they're trying to give to you. Because even though the ascension process happened and you might have left in 3D, that does not take away from the fact that you are divine love and light inside. You are a spark of God. Tap into it, visualize it, and create the world that you want to see. See, they all have the same theme going on. Ooh, and I like this one. So this is from my crystal deck because I really resonate with crystal. This is for Seraphonite. Seraphonite is high vibrational. It actually helps with the ascension process. It's a bit pricey for a stone, so, I don't have as many of these as I do of the others. But remember the divine spark within. Aspire towards enlightenment for those left behind in the 3D. Increase mental clarity, intelligence, and improve telepathic communication. Basically, remember that you are bigger than whatever they're trying to do to you. You're bigger than lockdown. You're bigger than forced vaccinations. You're bigger than I don't know what to do. Yes, you do. You have to be still, go within, and ask. I do it every day. Trust and believe it works. And so this actually helps you connect to the angelic realms as well as your higher self easily. So they are saying go within and remember you're divine. And don't forget that you can increase that by going within. And I love that. Seraphonite, I have a crystal grid that me, myself, and my family are all we ascend easily and gracefully. That's my intention. And it's interesting because I looked up the stones for ascension. I'm actually going to do a separate video on it. And Seraphonite is one of the stones that I had that I could do it with. So let's go to Gaia. So this is all about Gaia. This is all about Earth. Earth is pulling the whole galaxy down with its low vibration. It is the lowest vibrational form in the galaxy as channeled from high up. It is the lowest. Gaia is the one that says, no more. I am shedding the 3D. Everyone had their chance. We told them and told them. So I love what I got from Gaia because, and I'm going to read hers. And I pulled Zen Garden. What is the Zen Garden? The Zen Garden is inside of you. You see the same thing? All spirit, same message. So let me read this to you on what you're getting. And it's very straightforward. There's We don't really have to like, what does it mean? They're all telling you you have to go in because outside's not going to be pretty. Life is full of upside down, a constant ebb and flow between war and peace. Everything has a positive and negative charge, right? Because we chose a dual dimension. It makes it hard, but for those two who can maintain a high vibration, you are some strong spirits. Harmony and disharmony, order and chaos, clarity and confusion, calm and conflict. You're going to see that. All are partners. What goes up must come down. Law of rhythm, right? In our physical world, you cannot have one without the other. Not in this dimension. Yet, like all of us, you sometimes wish things could change. Why can't we just live in peace? Well, the answer is that peace is possible, but you can only find it within. You can't control everyone else. You know, all this politics is about controlling people for what you want. You can only control you. And all of this political screaming, bullshit. Like, it's what you doing it for. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. You can't control other people. And stop trying to control. Govern means control. Ment means the mind. Control the minds. Mind control. Stop trying to control them. You can only go within. The first step is to accept the world as it is. Oh, and this is a good one because and just let things be. Trust that everything happens for a reason and that there is a higher purpose to all things. I have to say this resonates so big because I had to learn this lesson that we live in a dual world, yin yang. So that means for as positive as it is, it's going to be extremely negative and equal in opposite direction. And I just had to accept that if I see this killing, if I see this harm, that there was a higher purpose, that maybe that soul had a different learning experience and journey they needed to take. And that, you know, nothing just happens in a vacuum. And I really had to let go and get a level of detachment going. They have their own soul journey. Maybe they listened to their soul. Maybe they didn't. You know, maybe they did listen, but this was part of their past. And you just had to accept the duality of it means that it happens. But then for, you know, for anyone who did get violently murdered or whatever you see out or hurt or traumatized, you see that healing can take place and they can go on and flourish. But you also see when they choose not to do the healing and they spiral, same situation, but you have a couple of different outcomes. So then there's a level of detachment and understanding everyone has a journey and they're learning lessons. So then it says, for you to go into your Zen Garden, which is inside, become aware of your breath, let it guide you to a place of peace and light. Because we all know that you can meditate through breath. It is here within your inner sanctuary that you'll find the peace you seek. And answers and healings. Peace is only possible when there's peace within our hearts, yourself. When you are able to find peace in the midst of chaos, then you are a true master. And you gonna get chaos, okay? So, and also that's a place to ask questions. So when you're going in and you're like, they're trying to force vaccinations on my kids, what can I do? Ask that question. And then tomorrow you might see, hey, there's a group of 6 moms who got together in my neighborhood. I can join them and we can homeschool our kids. I don't have to force this vaccination on them. And I'm going to do a video on what I channeled from my angels with that and my ancestors. You already know what they said in no unequivocal terms. So this was a beautiful. The affirmation that comes with this card is, I accept love. I accept and love the world as it is. I trust that there is a higher order to everything. I find solace in the sanctuary of my heart. I move my awareness within. I am the peace that I seek. This is very true. I live this. This is the first time I saw this card, actually. But it's just funny because it's like, in order to get to the high vibrational state, I had to accept all of this. So this is truth right here. So we also had one from Lord Ganesha, because I have the Lord Ganesha vet, because I like him. He's so fun. If you ever want to party, just ask Lord Ganesha to show you how to have a good time, because he will bring the fun. So it's beautiful green, which is for abundance. Recognize that you are part of something larger. You have a connection here not only to this life and body, but to the divine and the universe. He's guiding you to recognize the sacred truth that you're a divine being, regardless of what you see, here to give and receive love, and recognize your role in this life. You are complete and whole as you are. You lack nothing. The simplest way to win hearts is through your actions. The Heart Chakra, green represents the 4th chakra, which is the Heart Chakra, which is where your soul is, right? So you notice this theme? Spirit is telling you you're going to need to go inside, because the outside is not going to be necessarily the prettiest thing in the world outside of what you make yourself to be. When the heart chakra is clear and in balance, you have compassion. When it's open, you're able to create a safe, loving environment and receive blessings. You can see the divine in other people. You'll find you're happy and fulfilled because you're fulfilling your purpose. Your sense of self is not limited to the ego. And it symbolizes peace. And you're asked to take the color green in your heart. And you may experience a soothing, relaxing feeling of renewal and self-control if you do that visualization. If you are in need of healing, breathe deeply and affirm your health and your healing. So I am healthy, I am strong, I am cleansed, or whatever that is. And create the world through your divine spark that you want to see. And here's the last one. So this is my sacred geometry, which is a very big part. And it's a beautiful card. And it has these spirals and ellipses. And it has these beautiful white doves on a background of storm clouds. Very, very stormy clouds. But also that heart in the middle. So remember when they say heart, they mean the soul. And it means go within. You even have a couple of eyes staring at you. Okay? So I'm going to read this one. Peace offering. Remember? So all of these have the same. I pulled them. All have the same thing. And they're the same. And if you didn't have time to do it now, you'll definitely have time to do it later, okay? Because you're going to be inside. So, do it now or you're going to do it later if you want the reality to reflect the peace that you want to see. Because the outside reality, the program, is not peace. It's control. Depicted on this card, this is live peace and pray peace. Depicted on this card are vortices of peace doves spiraling over a background of dark storm clouds. The hearts are created by golden spirals. As we view world events of these times, it is disheartening to hear of war, conflict, and aggression, which you're going to get a lot of if you don't ascend. Many feel powerless, incapable of action, and defenseless in the face of outrage. How can we be empowered? Listen to this. Both quantum physics and metaphysical thought affirm that by your intentions, we create our own reality. No matter how dark it may seem, humankind is evolving. Okay? We create our own reality. This card symbolizes prayers offered with the conscious intention of peaceful hearts everywhere to shift from darkness and fear to love and compassion. It advises you not to lose hope ever, rather to live peace in whatever you're able to. So, there's movies like The 3% where it's like everyone's dirty and only like 200 people a year can pass on to like, ascend to like ascension process. And The 3%, a movie on Netflix, it's like everyone's really dirty and cramped and then only the smartest and brightest can ascend, the 3%. And I mentioned that because even within the 3%, you found people who were able to live in that environment and find love and joy and happiness. Even though it was about the test, you still had people who were okay. So you have to remember that. By your actions and intentions, you will accelerate the process of creating your true peace. Both your prayers and your efforts in the community to actively live peace and support those who are like-minded will aid in shifting the balance. In doing so, recognize that you are assisting the evolution of consciousness toward a world in peace is truth and not solely a dream. So I love it. It is saying by your actions and intentions. What's your intention? Your intention can be every day in the middle of a lockdown and forced vaccinations and vaccines and no food and water. Your intention can be like, I eat healthy today. Your intention can be, my intention is to live a full day and full life in lockdown or quarantine. It can be whatever you want, but you create your reality, not them. But if you give it to them, well, you get what you get. You give it up to them, you get what you get. And all you have to do is live the peace inside. So I hope you notice a strain of all the cards. They all were saying go within to your inner garden. You are the creator. Be still. When you're feeling powerless and hopeless, be the change you want to be. Remember that you are divine. Stay optimistic and visualize what you want to see. Turn this around. Stay optimistic and visualize the life that you want. Go within your heart and know that take the time to be still and live in the present, even when all is outside. And just remember, ultimately, justice, you're living the life that through your actions you created. So for the next time, and I don't know when the next process will be, but it might be thousands of years. So next time, okay, you can have a different consequence, okay? So this is very serious. I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading for everyone. I'm going, the replays will be on Instagram. It'll be my IG stories. I'm going to upload this to YouTube. So it's going to be there. It's in my Facebook group, Soul Full of Healing. And next, I just want to remember on my YouTube channel and in my Facebook group, I have a healing. It's called Ancestral Trauma Healing. If you want to be able to communicate and channel and be able to talk or see or hear your ancestors, I highly recommend it. And also breaking the generational curses healing that I have as well. I'm also going to do some healing specifically for Ascension. One is removing an implant that made us separate from source, made us be able to easily program. So there's an implant. I actually did remove it myself, so this is for you. It actually, you can feel it being removed. And I'm also going to do one that anchors in the 7th golden ray. When the 7th golden ray is anchored in, it helps you shed the 3D. And I've never received this card, like this information before, but they're like, it's time. And I'm going to do those two in addition to trying to get out one that activates your light body. Because that'll help you ascend, it'll help you open up your portals, and it'll increase your vibration that you can hold to a higher degree, and it forces it, although it's really intense. So I'll show you what to do beforehand so that you can handle it. All right, thank you guys. I'm putting this out as quick as possible. I thought we had more time. We do not. So I'm putting it out there. And my intention is that everyone that I am meant to impact and help will see these and know that it's true and it resonates, and take the advice so that they ascend with us. All right. Thank you so much.